Okay. Mr. Curry, you ready? You ready, Mr. Curry? Oh, he said he ready all the time, so I want to live.
My name is Doug Curry. And that young woman, she's my home girl. Y'all don't know what that means. Y'all don't know what that means in 1960, when my family was one of the few that had migrated from Harlem to the Bronx. There was a few black folks around. And the next thing you knew, there was somebody from Alabama. And then it was somebody else from Alabama. He said, oh, that's my home boy. She's from where I'm from. She's a Harlem girl. Now, it's hard to follow a performer like that when you're not a performer like that, but that's all right with me. I'm a writer. So what I'm going to say to you, you could just as easily read. I write a lot about myself. And as much as we write about the past, I kind of look at things that might go on in the future. So I wrote this poem called No Use. After all the money I didn't make and all the abuse I had to take, it ends now, I work no more. Though I don't really know what's in store. I'll still rise at 6 but lie back down. End my yarn with a smile, not a frown. The career ladder I've ceased to climb, it's over today. I put in my time. I'll take things up I once ignored. I'll fish, tinker, and try not to be bored. And fill my days with whatever I please. I'm retired now, at last at ease. It's just too bad that now I'm so tired. I'll be one day retired and the next expired. And I no longer wonder why or whether it was God who placed them so close together. It's just like that. It's the way it goes. Proven over ages, goodness knows. When I knew my least, I was at my best. And now it's my wisdom that tells me to rest. Maybe I'll do nothing just because I can. I never thought of that as part of the plan. I now can do nothing and make no excuse. I've come to old age. I am of no use. I've come to no use. I've come to no use. Will I now suffer neglect and abuse? Is it now for me to hope and just pray, being old of no use, that I'm not thrown away? Now, we have our month. We have Black History Month in the month of February. We have some important dealings in January. If I say to you, what's the important thing that happens in January, what might you tell me? Martin Luther King? Your birthday. For someone we all know, Martin Luther King. Okay. And I was on that path, and then I found out that 3 days later, after we celebrate the birth of Martin Luther King, comes the real birthday of someone who was equally famous, in many parts of the world more famous, as a black American, contemporarily with Martin Luther King. I'm going to talk to you after. This is one of my favorite poems. The likes of you had never been seen, all lanky and tall, gregarious but mean. You met all comers to the fistic scuffle while dancing center ring, the Ali shuffle. Predicting KO rounds with poetic sounds, man, what you meant to me. A black man proud, way above the crowd, floating with butterflies, stinging like bees. Right. You had style and grace and a pretty face, but made men bleed and stumble. Stick and move you so smooth. Rumble, young man, rumble. You whooped the bear and chased the rabbit, and would have whooped tail, but Fidel wouldn't have it. And when they couldn't beat you in the ring, they came up with this draft evasion thing. See, the State Department, they done you wrong, because you had no quarrel with no Viet Cong, and stripped your title to give to these clowns, these artificial sugars and these pound for pound. Down in Manila, you were the thriller when Billy Joe smoked, sputtered, and quit. At the doorstep of death, use a right and a left to pile on the hurt while still talking a bit. You faced the menace of real fear to fight that brute down in Zaire. And when we all had lost our hope, you slipped and slid and roped that dope. Like Willie Mays' catch in '54, a Dr. J. Dunk, and Wilt's big score. Your style took boxing from sport to art, but Ali the man was really your part. You talked the talk, but then you really did walk the walk. Truly a man who never shied away when for his principles he had to pay. In our heart, you have your place. In our minds, we see your face. Kneeling with Malcolm, praying to the east. You are most high, to say the least. One day, like all, you'll pass away. The greatest of all times is what we'll say. You'll leave forever in our ear the chant we first heard back in Zaire. Ali Boumbaye. Ali Boumbaye. Ali Boumbaye. It's Friday. Friday. ZZ Hill said Friday's my day. Friday is my day. Every Friday night when I leave here, I'm going down to 280 State Street, which is office of WXXI. And I'm going to do my show, which airs on 88.5 WRUR. The program's called Blacks and Blues. Now, I'm going to tell you, now there was a poem about somebody we know was larger than life. This is about someone who's larger than life, too. Let's make sure I have it all. Now, this is the truth, sure enough for sure, about a stage show that happened the summer of '54. The big crowd stood waiting out on the dance floor. The spotlight came on and folks let out a roar. The big band blowed and the MC crowed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat. It's a man in here what sings the blues, and baby, this cat can't be beat. Slim was sitting in the corner at the end of the bar, wiping down the strings on his blue guitar. He'd been drinking and smoking, his eyes was glassed. He wore dark shades and his hair was gassed. He'd been out there singing the blues from Maine to Mexico, playing a wild guitar and always stealing the show. In the time you lived one day, he made sure to live two. That was just how he was, what he just had to do. He slid off his chair and rose to stand and started making his way up toward the bandstand. The bar crowd parted to let him get by, and he was taking his time, and my. You should have seen those women squirm in their seats as Slim strutted his stuff to the drummer's backbeats. He didn't stop dead still, and I heard him holler, "Y'all got any requests? Why don't you throw me $1?" Then up the stairs to the stage he rose, dancing with his guitar and showing off his clothes. His suit and suede shoes were a matching blue, and his combed hair, well, it was too. Slim boogied and boogied up and down the bandstand and held that crowd in the palm of his hand. He had them convinced he could do no wrong, so he reared back and howled his raunchy theme song. I likes my pockets full of money, baby, my whiskey, gin, and wine. I like to eat a country dinner and get my loving all the time. They call me Guitar Slim, and I come to play in your town. But if I can't play my guitar, I will not hang around. But the joint went to rocking that Saturday night. This cat was big time, and man, what a sight. Blue light bounced off his diamond rings as Slim raised up his hand, this deep blues to sing. My wife, she done quit me, and all my women done put me down. Yes, I got no money in my pocket, baby, and my friends don't come around. He then played some fast notes, a mean guitar attack, and while dancing did a split and played behind his back. He then jumped from the stage onto the dance floor, and with a long guitar chord headed out the front door. Slim played for carriages, taxis, and passers-by. He put on a show, I hope to die if a whole new crowd didn't follow him back in that hot Saturday night at the Dewdrop Inn. With the crowd in his hand, Slim dropped to his knees, hearing men shouting, "Yeah," and women soft pleas. He then sang a song so tender and blue. It was his big hit, "The Things I Used to Do." You could have heard a pin drop, a rat run across the floor, and when Slim was done, they still clamored for more. The crowd stormed the stage in a show of affection. The bouncers and bodyguards moved up for protection. But Slim wouldn't have it, sat at the edge of the stage, adding to his own legend yet another page, while collecting ones and fives, even a 10 or 2, and some women were throwing some other things too. With a blue guitar, blue suit, even blue suede shoes, he sported blue hair and had a way with the blues. Like a barnyard rooster, Slim strutted his stuff. If the show wasn't fabulous, it wasn't good enough. The stage was just littered with candies and money. At the end of the night, so help me, honey. He blew kisses and hollered as they kissed back at him. Y'all has just been balling with Mr. Guitar Slim.
We're gonna get up and mingle and get some refreshments, and we'll come back in about 5-10 minutes. So is everyone refreshed? Okay. My sister over there smacking and drinking and smacking. It must be delicious. Do we have any announcements? Anybody's having any events coming up?
Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 30W Resource Center. It's called Voice of the Electric. Help me out. 3 to 5. What's the name of the
Race. The race for breaking the silence.
Breaking the silence.
30W
Right.
Resource Center, 36 King Street.
Okay. Announce yours.
And then on May 12th, my group we do a community workshop with Miss Sweet Potato Pie Kids, and we are having a workshop for the end of their season doing poetry. It's from 6 to 8 on May 12th for the community to see their showcase, and my team will be performing against graffiti. It's I think $5 for adults, and kids are free, and $3 for students.
Okay. Any other announcements of events that are going on that you're doing? Now, we want you to make sure that you understand that we're starting to move tomorrow, okay, over into the new location. But we don't want you to not, come and visit us next week, because we will be open, we will be functioning, and like I said, this is going to be a jazz club, so you'll be back here in a different form. I know you'll be Reuben and whatever. The two brothers that are opening it up, I've already threatened them and told them that they can't just open up for 2 months and close down. They have to be here for a long time, because we don't do that in Village Gate. You have to stay here for 15, 20 years. So they start sweating when I talk to them after I finish. They're like, so we got to really live up to, I said, you got to live up to the expectation. I said, because I'm a jazz connoisseur. We got a lot of people around here that are jazz connoisseurs, and you've got to make sure that you stay open. I said, because you got a prime spot, so you got to make sure you stay open. So, again, Mood Makers will be across in the building over there, and we're going to be better, exciting, and all kinds of things. It's still going to be a community bookstore. So, make sure that you are there. Bring your family, your friends, leave the animals at home, and come and enjoy the bookstore. That could be 2-legged ones and 4-legged ones. Now, in honor of Mother's Day that's coming up, I did this poem back in 2007, and I found it over there in the corner on the floor. Dust and everything. I know, isn't it? It's huge. It's just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So I'm going to read that, and then we're going to bring up our final poet, who is the highlight of this evening, because he's going to slam us really good.
What's the sign?
On the floor in the corner.
Under mine.
Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah, mine was on the floor under hers.
That calls for a conference.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. This is entitled Mothers. I wrote this in 2007. I started this journey on an early age with a blueprint from my childhood days. The memories of how my mother was is so clear. I strive to be so perfectly near. We are special people on this earth. Mothers. Our work is ongoing before and after we give birth. Wearing so many hats as the years go by. Experiencing many emotions that sometimes makes us cry. There is a bond that is hard to break, a love for our children which no one can take. The Creator has blessed us with our own unique gift. We are in His hands when we need a spiritual lift. Yes, we are very special people on this earth. Mothers. Only the Creator truly knows what we are worth. Thank you.
All right.